Okay, working on the opening the filters for the pond. Water's getting a little grody in there, so I'm putting the box filters back together. These are just the physical filters with gravel and sand, and then the biological filters, I'll do those next. But basically it's just intake here, and this from the pump coming in here down this tube, goes out, filters up, comes through this 2-inch tube into another bottom tube that'll go over here and filter up through the rocks and the sand, and then it'll go out that tube out there to the pond. But I'll have that all done in a second. The next piece, now I just take an old lid, bunch of holes in it, put it over, so I got a good 2-inch gap down there. The water will come up through here, and now I'm going to fill it with gravel. Once again, so this bin is almost ready. Just got to do the sand. The water will flow from here down this tube, come out these two ends over here, fill up through the rock and the sand, and then out to the pond. Now I just got to put the cover in. It's going to separate this open space from the crushed rock. Okay, there we go. Now I just put the crushed rock on it, just like I have here, and then it'll be ready for sand. All right, then next step. Okay, next step in the process, the sand has been added to the bins. First I put down some of this landscaping fabric, put the sand down on top of that. The water will seep up through the fabric, through the rocks, through the sand, and then out through the tubes to each one of the different stages. So next we put the lids on and start pumping water. So that's next. Bye. Okay, here we go. The bins have their sand and the covers are on. The pump comes in here into this little UV filter here, or UV clarifier, I guess. Output of the clarifier comes into this puppy here. This then drains into this bin. Bin fills up, drains out here. Fishies are happy, and that's the first thing. Now we got to do the waterfall. Got to rebuild it every year. Got to rebuild that sucker. And then the biological filters, and but hey, we got the mermaids back. She must like the water. There's a little Buddha here. If we do a good job, there's another Buddha that will show up a little bit later, the blue Buddha. He's a little bit more mysterious. But anyway, that's it. Okay, got the roof put back on. That just lifts right off. And then some reed matting. And that's done. I do think I'll power wash that bamboo. I got a little bit more to do to make it pretty. But step one, got one filter going. We gotta set up a new waterfall, make it look really good this year. Give the fish a nice happy home. I saw a lot of babies today when I was working. A lot of little fish, little fry. Good times, man. Bye. I did just want to mention that I ran everything in the filter house, the pump and the hoses and everything, with this Hydroplex for a day. So I put about 6 ounces of that in there, and just to make sure that any parasites or anything were killed. Nothing creepy crawly running in the hoses and such from over the winter. And then I drained it out good, rinsed it, and then I filled it up with pond water. So should be nice and safe.